Hi everyone, this is Shane R. Monroe, and today I'm going to show you 5 things you need to know about the new Nintendo OLED Switch. Stick around. If you've been watching videos on the new Nintendo Switch OLED model, you probably have tons of information already. Hopefully one of these 5 things you didn't already know. Let's get started. Number 1. A lot of accessories you may already own may not fit the OLED Switch. You might believe that the Nintendo Switch, classic I guess at this point, and the Nintendo OLED would accept the same accessories. They look about the same size, and if you've seen videos about them, they look the same size. But you may be missing out on something that is not quite readily apparent, and that is that the tablet piece, the centerpiece that the Joy-Cons connect to, is actually slightly longer than the original Switch tablet. So when you're using something like a clip-on grip system, quite frankly, it may not fit depending on how much tolerance there is. My guess is, and looking at the one that I have here, it does not fit at all. And if you're using the Flip It, for example, while the item will plug in there, it doesn't quite fit correctly, and that is a shame because this is a really neat piece of tech that you could add to your Switch. So be sure to check your current accessories against somebody else's OLED Switch before you assume it's going to fit on yours. Number 2, the dock and the Joy-Cons are actually interchangeable. Yes, the dock and the Joy-Cons can be exchanged between the Switches in your home. So if you're going to keep your old Nintendo Switch along with your OLED Switch, then you can change your favorite color Joy-Cons back onto this new OLED and vice versa. My wife, of course, insisted that she had her colored Joy-Cons, so I'd get a pair of nice white shiny Joy-Cons for my Switch. You'll also find that the dock is interchangeable. It will fit into both docks. You can exchange them and they will charge. Number 3, the kickstand actually kicks butt. Most people are saying that it's better than the old one because it's more sturdy. It's not so flimsy. It is definitely better, more sturdy, but the real benefit is that they've improved it to allow you to do multiple positions. And it's not just 1 or 2 or 3 different positions you can put it in, like the old Switch. You can actually put it at whatever angle you want. So that if you're playing on the tabletop with friends versus playing by yourself, and there's a light source behind you or there's a light source above you, you can adjust the angle in gradients to make sure that you get the exact view of the Switch that you want. And to me, that doesn't make the kickstand just better construction, which it is, but it also improves the feature dramatically. Number 4, it's not just a bigger screen, it's less bezel. That's right, the screen is bigger, and you can tell just by looking at them that the screen is a lot bigger, and that is the selling point. However, for me, removing bezel from a product, removing a big black ugly border from around the screen is actually yet another feature, not just a byproduct of having a bigger screen. So if you see here, the bezel is a lot thinner, it looks very, very sleek, and it doesn't add to the overall footprint of the Switch, which makes it definitely a feature just as much as the bigger screen. And number 5, the ports kind of suck. So there's 2 different cartridge ports, if you will, on the Nintendo Switch. One is for the actual game cartridge itself that goes on the top, and the other is for the SD card that goes in behind the kickstand. Let's take a look at both of those. If you look at the cartridge port on the original Nintendo Switch, there's a little nub in there that you can put your fingernail in and pop the cartridge open. Unfortunately, the new Switch doesn't have one. I cannot get my little nubby fingernails under that door to open it. I actually have to reach out and grab a tool, like from my iFixit kit, in order to pry that door open. On the SD card side, both the SD cards are definitely behind the doors, their respective kickstands. However, I will say that on the OLED, the kickstand is much easier to open than that little nasty plasticky clip-on thing that they have on the original one, and I don't feel like I'm going to break the thing every time I open it. You'll also find that the way that the SD card is slanted into the OLED, it does add a little inconvenience to actually getting that card in and out. Now listen, you're probably not changing these things out like you would change out cartridges, so the level of effort is minimal, but it's definitely something you should be aware of, that it is different. It's a lot easier to get the card in and out, in my opinion, of the original Switch than it is the OLED. Well, that's going to wrap it up, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I showed you something maybe you didn't already know about the new Nintendo Switch OLED. If you have any questions about this product, please let me know in the description below. As always, please like the video, subscribe. It means a lot to us. And of course, share this with your friends. Hit that notification bell, and you'll get notified of videos like this in the future. Once again, I'm Shane R. Monroe, and your viewership means everything to me. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.